Let's check the market action with Jared Levy, Director of Investments at DBHW. Well, good to have you here, Jared. It's been weeks since some government data has come into the market due to the shutdown, and now some of the economic news will come out this week. How much does it matter to the market?
Yeah. So, obviously we've had this 43-day government shutdown. Data deluge is coming. We've got September, October, November data all getting released almost simultaneously. This week is interesting, right? So tomorrow we have the release of the Fed meeting minutes. I'm paying close attention there, and I know people will too, because we want to get deep inside the heads of these FOMC members. Everything is tied to rates right now. I don't care what you say. We are being driven by rates mainly. Obviously, the labor market is also key. Now, Thursday, we get the delayed September employment report looking for 54,000 jobs. I think it's going to be a miss. All right. I'm banking on a miss. I actually think it's going to be a decline. And believe it or not, a huge miss. If this happens, will actually probably be positive for stocks, because that means more likelihood of rates getting cut, right? A big gain would be the opposite. That's actually to be bearish. Philadelphia Fed also comes out Thursday. This has been bearish, basically. Since I think April, it's been just erratic and moving lower. That's not a good sign. We're looking for a slight negative reading there. And then existing home sales, which again, this has been telling us for a long time that, markets are kind of moving slow. Now, remember, you can't look at this data in a vacuum. Just because sales or the number of sales are going up, prices could be going down. That just could mean that sellers are acquiescing and just selling. All right. Friday, final thing we want to pay close attention to is the flash S&P manufacturing PMI. This has been trending lower since 2024 February, okay? It was around 80. Right now, it's expected to be around 50, which is just the point of expansion contraction. So lots happening this week. And then we've got earnings. We've got NVIDIA tomorrow. So we're pretty busy. But again, anything that tells us about inflation or rates is going to be critical. And I do think that jobs number is going to be a big miss on Thursday.
When you look at the market action, Jared, lately, what is it telling you?
Market action here again. The S&P trying to hold its 50-day moving average. I think there's a little market concentration risk here. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the S&P equally weighted, the ticker symbol is RSV, it's been just basically sideways for like 6 months, while the other S&P, the regular S&P and NASDAQ have been sort of breaking out. And in fact, if you do the same thing with the NASDAQ, if you equally weight it, it too has done nothing. So strip out the top 10 companies, that Mag 10 plus, and you've got a bunch of stocks that have basically disconnected. And what that tells me is caution. There's a bigger problem underlying here. And that's why we're seeing Bitcoin and some other risk assets sell off.
Thank you, Jared. Have a great rest of your trading week.
Thanks, Angie.